My question is very simple. Yes, it has 7 layers. It is very basic model. That's fine. But so I just want the expand form of OSI model. So do you
So,
know the expand form of OSI? First of all. Hello and welcome to Elevate 24 into 7. This is Chetan Patel. Today we are interviewing Harshith Shukla. He done BTech in information technology from Harcourt but Technological University. So from Kanpur, right? So we have Harshith Shukla here. I wanted to welcome him.
uh,
Hi Harshith. How are you?
hello, Chetan. All good, all good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Fine. Can you just introduce yourself to me?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. This is Harshith Shukla. I am from Unnao. I have done a bachelor's in information technology branch from Harcourt Butler Technical University, Kanpur, with a CGPA of 7.8. Talking about my technical skills, I'm a coding enthusiast and a problem solver. I love to do competitive programming. I am rated specialist in code forces and 4-star in code chef. I've also given some contest in lead code where I have a max rating of 89 and 18. I have also given Google Kickstart Round D in 2022, where I secured a rank of 1642 globally. Recently, I have also tried my hands on development, where I have explored front end development part, where I've made some couple of projects. And as you know, I have done problem solving part more. So in order to use that in my projects also, so I have made a project that is tic tac toe that uses the concept of backtracking. Yeah, that's all about me. And yeah, I have done internship in Samsung data systems for 4 months, and I'm currently working as a software engineer trainee in Savosi Solutions, Noida.
Okay, that's great. You have a great coding profile, correct?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of great. Okay, so how did you develop this coding interest in coding? Like, so you have done your information technology bachelor's, right? So how did you
Yeah, yeah.
develop coding?
Yeah,
Like,
Chetan,
what?
right after my 12th, I was preparing for the JEE exam, and mathematics is my favorite subject. And then when I got admission in CS Computer Science branch, then
Mhm.
I tried my hands on development also. But competitive programming uses analytical and logical thinking part, and kind of a math is involved. There's a problem given, and we have to solve it using some formula. Sometimes it can be some observations. So yeah, it was much interesting for me, so I choose that field.
Okay, so the interest in mathematics leads to get a passion in coding. So this is what you're
Yeah,
telling, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, great. That's great. That's great to hear. Okay, you have done your internship in Samsung, right?
yeah, yeah.
So can you just tell me like what you have done in your internship? So just a brief idea on the technologies that you have used in in your internship tenure.
Yeah, basically, Chetan, Samsung is a criteria that we have to clear advanced test. That is the main
Mhm.
criteria of the internship. For that,
Mhm.
Samsung give us training on advanced data structure, that is backtracking, recursion, dynamic programming, graphs, and then we have some chances and we have to clear the test. So after
Mhm.
clearing the test, that takes around 2 months. We have to prepare for it, and then after that, we are given training on front end stack. We particularly choose what the particular requirement is. So I choose front end stack because I was familiar with it. So they give us training and give some few tasks related to some projects related to front end stack, that is for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a little like jQuery framework.
Okay. Okay. Like, can I say this is more of like front end stuff, right?
Yeah, the internship was mainly focusing on data extraction algorithms. Basically, in Samsung, there's a criteria that you have to. They majorly focus on data extraction algorithms, and the tech stack that we have to choose. And after the internship get over, if we are converted full time, then according to the
Mhm.
requirement, they will tell us the stack.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, great. But so why I'm asking, like, so you have mentioned that you got training on front end stack, including HTML, CSS, JavaScript from Samsung, right? And so you have made a Google sign-in page using front end stack, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
that.
yeah, so because where you're telling more much about data structure stuff over here, but you have not mentioned that in your resume, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So right, no problem. Fine. So now, can we start? Can I start asking questions on this? Like before asking, okay, which is your favorite data structures?
My favorite data structure is, I think it will be stack.
Stack.
Because
Great.
stack.
Okay. Fine. That's great. Okay. Why stacks? Why not arrays? Why
Yeah,
not
yeah.
link?
The thing is, the way stack works. Yeah, because when you try to solve a problem of a stack,
Mm,
then
mm,
it is then you don't have an idea that the problem will be of a stack. And majorly, there are some real examples of stacks. So I really love the way. Suppose there is a problem, and if by
mm.
any chance I could figure out that this particular problem can be solved using stack, that excites me. And yeah, graph is also a data structure that I love, but it is kind of a hard one. So
Okay. That's great. So you know about graph, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me what exactly in degree and out degree in a graph?
In degree is the number of nodes. That is, suppose there is a node. In degree and out degree concepts comes in a directed graph. So suppose there is a
Okay.
node, and there are some other the edges are coming to a particular node. So the nodes
Mm,
that are coming to the particular nodes, we count
mm,
that thing, and that is the in degree of that particular node. And the outgoing node, the outgoing vertices that are going from that particular node is the out degree
mhm.
of the that node.
Yeah, exactly correct. Exactly correct. Yeah. So, but can you give some real world examples where the concept of in degree and out degree of a graph can be used? Like, suppose you
Yeah,
are solving
in
some
degree
problem.
concept,
Mhm.
uh,
Let me clear
yeah,
my question again. Okay, let me clear question. Okay, so I just want the real world example where you can use the concept of in degree and out degree to solve the problem. Okay, can you give some instances where you can use that and how this in degree and out degree will help to solve that problem? You can take time. You can take 30 seconds time so that you can think well and you can tell well. Hope you have understood my question, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I understood.
Yeah, right.
Actually, for the n degree, what I think I have used, it is using topological sort. So suppose if any node is dependent, if there's a situation that we have to detect a cycle or something, then topological sort is one of the way. And by using the n degree concept, we can find out the topological sort.
Okay, okay. So let's create a situation. Okay, so let's say you know SMS, right? So nowadays we are getting so much fraud SMSs, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So if I build a graph, okay, so I have, let's say I have SMS data. Okay, in that SMS data set I have phone number of a sender. Okay, getting my point? So if you didn't
yeah, yeah,
understand my question, you should inform me. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
phone number of a sender, and I also give the phone number of a receiver. Okay. So to send a message, we should have these two, right? Sender and receiver. So I'll be giving the sender information. So where sender phone number and sender receiver phone number. Okay. So you will build a graph by using these two stuff. Getting my point? So you have to create, like, you can use the concept of digraph here to build a graph, correct? Where
Yeah.
sender is the origination node and receiver is the
Receiver is the
destination, correct? So
yeah.
now I can because I do think like so can we use the concept of in degree and out degree here, okay, to detect the fraud SMSs, to detect the fraudsters in this case. Did you understood my question?
Yeah. Could you please repeat it? I think
Yeah.
there's.
So I'll give uh, let me more clear now. So what I'll give is Okay, I'll give the information of sender and receiver. Here, the information in the is a phone number. Okay, so using these two information, let's say you build a diagraph. Okay, getting my point. So sender is the source node.
Hmm.
Okay, receiver is the destination
Uh,
node.
Destination.
So you will basically what you are exactly doing over here. You are actually building a diagraph over here. Okay. So you suppose you have an always edge from sender to receiver.
Receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since this is diagraph, it's an like you have a directed edge. Okay.
Directed.
But you can count the in degree and out degree. In case of undirected graph, it's very you can't able to identify in degree and out degree. You can only see the degree.
Mm.
You can
Yeah,
find the
yeah,
degree
yeah.
effect. So now, what is my question is, so can we use the concept of in degree, and you have given the example of topological sort, that's fine, but I wanted to check your knowledge over here. Like, so can we use the concept of in degree and out degree to detect the fraudster?
Fraudster.
Yeah,
So,
the
suppose someone
fraud
is
who is send the more SMS. How can you
spamming,
identify?
he is
Yeah.
spamming.
Mm.
So, the one who is fraudster will have its in degree more, and in degree will be zero, because the fraudster won't allow anyone to call him, I think. And
Yeah,
the out degree will be basically maximized out degree. If you will take the value of out degree of each and particular nodes, then the ones that have out degree up to more than a threshold, suppose you will maintain a threshold value,
exactly.
and
Great, great, great
added degree
addition.
is zero.
Yeah, great, great. Like basically, we can say like the ratio of out degree to in degree is more in case of Froster, right? Maybe
Yeah,
Froster
yeah,
can also we cannot say zero. Like Froster may
yeah,
also receive some SMS, right?
yeah,
So in
yeah,
that
yeah.
case, we cannot say zero, but we can say
But yeah,
like yeah, a
he will
ratio
try more. Yeah, he will
more
call more.
than threshold as you told. That's great. That's great. Great. Okay. So yeah, fine. So this is my check on the concept of graph. Great. But you were interested in stack, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of passion for stacks, and so yeah, great. So can you brief me of the basic operation of stacks? Okay, I just want the name of them and how you can do. Just brief.
Yeah. Yeah, so Chetan, implementation part, how stack internally works, that thing I've told, or
No,
just
no,
the
no, no.
operation and what the operation
Just
do.
basic operation. What are the
Yeah, yeah,
basic operations
yeah.
available and how they will gonna work? Just in a very
Okay.
brief manner. Yeah.
Okay. So the first operation that stack has is push. The stack is a data structure that follows LIFO order. LIFO means last in first out. Basically, the element that is inserted at the last in the stack will be removed first. Will be removed first when we pop out it. So the push operation, what it does, it adds the element, the element that we want to push to the end of the stack. That is the top of
Mm.
the stack. Yeah, and
Yeah.
if we are trying to do there are two operations for insertion and deletion. The insertion we use push operation, and for the
Mm.
deletion part we use pop operation. So pop operation just pop out the most recently added element from the stack. And then we have an operation name is top, that doesn't remove the element from the stack, that is the top element. It just gives us the value of the top element of the stack. And there are some few more operations, like the size of the stack, that if we can use stack name dot size, is it is empty or not. Yeah,
Yeah,
these
that's
are.
great. That's great. Yeah, is empty, is full, something like that, right? So
Yeah,
basically, so we use top of the stack always to access and to delete as well. So that is the thing, correct? Yeah, that's great. Fine. So you have done projects like weather app, and I am also seeing like TikTok too. Okay.
yeah.
So can you just tell more about this weather app? What
Yeah, so
exactly it's
weather
doing
app,
and
basically it is a front end project,
mm,
where I have used a API, that is Open Weather Map API. We
mm,
open weathermap.org. From that I have fetched the API, and then
Mhm.
particularly it is a website in which there are two options. Either we can enter the place where we want to see the what is the weather of the particular location, or we can give the permission to the application or the website,
Mhm.
that it can automatically detect our latitude and longitude, and with the help of API,
Mhm.
it can predict what is the weather of that particular area.
That's great. Okay, so you are using API. Okay, can you just tell me more about API? Okay, just define API first of all. So what
Yeah,
is
it is
API?
a application program interface. Basically,
Mm,
what API means,
mm,
it acts as a intermediate. Basically, if we want to get some data, or we have to
mm,
application program interface. So,
mhm.
yeah, he means exactly.
Yeah, try giving some examples. Like, is anybody
Yeah,
acting as intermediary
yeah,
to
here
come?
only suppose we don't have, we have what we just give the latitude and longitude part, and the API
Mm,
does all everything. Basically, API goes to the particular database, and with the particular longitude and latitude, it just fetched out what is the related data of the that is the weather of the particular area, and then it gives us back what
That's
is
fine.
the.
That's fine. That's fine. But what I want is like just forget about your project. Okay. So now I just want the definition of API. So you have told something more close, but I want more about it. So just take your time. Suppose if you wanted to brief me up more, so no problem. Just think of it like which is the better example that you can give. To answer this question.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Okay. So have you heard about IP addresses?
Yeah, yeah, I have heard of the internet
Okay.
protocol address.
Yeah, Internet Protocol address. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you heard about IPv4 and IPv6?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
IPv4 is
Main
a
difference?
address. The main difference is the size that it has, the
Mm,
number of bits that it can store.
mm,
So IPv4 can store up to 32 bits, and the IPv6 can store up to 128 bits. So if we are seeing the practical example, then
mm,
currently the number of users or the number of devices are going really high. And if we
mhm.
see the how many devices we can connect using IPv4, it will be 2 to the
Mm.
power 32, I think approximately. And
Yeah.
that won't be that
Appreciate.
won't be comparable to the population that we are right now. So IPv6 is a better option, where it has a range of 2 to the power 128, that is way larger than the population.
Good.
So
Yeah. That's
so
great. Yeah. So,
practically,
but there are many devices which are support IPv4 only. Okay. Correct. There are many
yeah.
devices still they are in use, right? So, is there any technique to transform this IPv4 to IPv6? Have you heard about any techniques which also support IPv6 after performing this technique? Have you heard about anything?
Mm,
No. Have you heard about tunneling by chance? Tunneling. Okay. Yeah, just go through it. No problem. Okay. But you have given the great explanation for IPv4 and IPv6. I am sufficient. That is sufficient for me. That's great. Yeah. That's great. Okay. So fine. Again, I want to ask one more question. Like, do you know about ports? Ports.
yeah, I know about ports number. I guess the
Port
port
number. Yeah.
number is a suppose I just want to give you example.
Mm,
Suppose there are two devices. So
mm, mm, mm,
suppose there's a device that sends a request to
mm,
a particular website.
mm,
There's a another cupboard. It wants information from the website. So the
mm,
particular website knows the
mm,
device that it is communicating via IP address, but
mm,
it
mm,
doesn't
mm.
know which application has created that request, or to which application it has to give that response. In order to do that thing, it gives every application a port number. So with the
Okay.
help of port number, that particular thing can be done.
Great, great, great. Yeah, there are many programs or applications running in the system. So we wanted to identify for which particular application we need to transfer this request or something like that. Correct, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so it is port number uniquely specify the process which is our process or the applications which are running in the system. Correct. IP
yeah.
address uniquely identify the system as we
Device.
discussed.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah. Fine. That's great. You have a good knowledge on networks. That's great. That's great. Fine. And tell me, you have heard about the OSI model, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
OSI
So what
model.
is the explanation of OSI model?
OSI model tells how a network has been established. OSI model consists of 7 layers. The topmost layer is the
My
application
question
layer.
is very simple. My question is very simple. Yes, it has 7 layers. It is very basic model. That's fine. But so I just want the expand form of OSI model. So do you
So
know the expand form of OSI first of all
name of it was
before
full form.
full
O
form? Yeah.
I I heard, but I couldn't recall. Open. It
Open
will be a guess.
system.
Open
Open
system.
system.
Open
What
system.
next?
I is something I couldn't recall.
Okay, open system interconnection. That's great. But it has 7 layers. That's fine. But I want the function of presentation layer in that itself. I don't want the explanation for all other uh, layers that we have in the OSI model. But we do have presentation layer first of all, right?
Yeah,
Are you agree
that's
with
the
it? Yeah.
second most.
So,
Yeah, yeah, second mostly.
yeah. So what is the
So
function of presentation layer there?
So presentation layer takes the data from application layer and it converts the data into the required format that we need to do. So it basically what it does is it takes the data from the topmost layer, that is application layer, and it converts
Okay.
the data according to the requirement and then sends it to the session layer, and that creates a session.
Okay, give me any example. Any example? Yeah, that's fine. Like it helps in presentation of the data. That's fine. That is what you were main. But I want an example. Like how can you just give some example uh, where how the data comes and how the data goes out of it?
Suppose
Fine.
the
Take time.
data.
Take
Yeah.
time. Take time, and then tell the fine example. So take time if you want, just to memorize the or just to make a better answer.
Presentation layer takes rate of application goes to the presentation layer.
You're ready?
Yeah, kind of. Doesn't have any good example in mind right now.
So that's why I told you to take time because you're already ready to answer. So I noticed like so you have to give a better example to to make me better understanding. Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So will it do encryption or decryption? Any have you know?
yeah. It I think it decrypts. Firstly, it decrypt. Yeah, that was the thing. It decrypts the data from the application to the presentation layer. Decrypts the data that we have. It decrypts it and then it sends, and on the receiver ends, it again encrypts it and send it to the application.
Yeah, like the sender will encrypt and receiver will decrypt by using some key. Correct. So have you heard about checksum by chance?
Checksum
Checksum.
is Checksum, I couldn't recall completely, but I think it is used to check whether there is any loss of data or not. It is used
Yeah.
in TCP, Transfer Control Protocol, and it
Mhm.
just checks whether there is a. It just maintains the count that there won't be any loss, and if there is a loss, then with the help of checksum, we can know that there is a loss at any particular instance.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, so now have you heard about because uh, I wanted to ask more question on networks after before switching into the DS coding part. Okay, so that I can cover some of the conceptual questions here. Okay, fine. So I want this is the last question from computer networks. Okay, so can you tell uh, uh, three-way handshaking system that is happening in where which transport layer protocol? So is it in TCP or UDP?
TCP,
TCP, correct. Okay, what is the full form of TCP?
transfer
I am
control
just
protocol. Transfer
yeah.
control
So
protocol.
you're perfect, perfect. Yeah. So just to check because you forgot OSI one, right? Yeah,
Yeah, because I haven't revised CN.
yeah, yeah. Great. Yeah. So fine, no problem. Okay, TCP three-way handshaking system happened, right? So fine. So can you just explain how this gonna happen?
Yeah, so three-way handshake is involves three steps. That the first step is SYN, that is synchronize. Basically, there are two computers. So the suppose A want to A want to establish a connection to B. So
Mm-hmm,
in the synchronous, that is SYN step, what it will do, it will ask
mm-hmm,
B that, hey, I want to establish a network. Are you free? I'm just giving an example. So that is the step one. In the step two, it is SYN that is synchronize acknowledge. So now what the B will acknowledge A with a message that yeah, I am available,
mm-hmm,
and we can establish a connection. It will just
mm-hmm,
revert back a message. And after that, the third step involves it is ACK, that is acknowledgement, that is by A only. So now A again acknowledge that yeah, now we both are ready and we can have a connection, and that is
yeah,
how.
that's too great. So that's a great explanation. That's fine. But so when we compare to TCP and UDP, okay, UDP is little faster, correct? So
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
the main reason? What is the main
So,
reason for that?
it is a connectionless protocol. Basically, there won't be any connection issues. In TCP, we have to establish a connection, and then we have to check all the three steps, and then we have to send data packets in the format that we have to follow the order also, and we have to maintain that there won't be any data loss. In UDP, it is a connectionless oriented protocol, and the order doesn't matter in UDP mainly. The order
Yeah,
in which the packets will be sent. So yeah, so in the that is the main reason
yeah.
that it is
So
faster.
indirectly, the answer is like so TCP follows three-way handshaking system, but the UDP doesn't follow any.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that is the reason, right? So that
yeah.
is the reason maybe UDP is faster, right? So is that a correct answer? So what do you say?
Exactly, that won't be, but yeah, it is the main
And
thing
if
will
it is
be
not, then what could be other reason?
yeah. Accordingly, UDP works on.
We know UDP is faster, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
VDP
UDP is
is
faster. UDP is
faster,
faster.
little faster, and reliability is not there in UDP compared to what TCP because
Yeah.
we might some of the data
There might
packets
be
in
a data loss and we couldn't find out that thing. And the order also doesn't matter the way the data packets are sent.
okay. So if you are losing some of the data packets in UDP, okay. So in which applications we can prefer UDP? So can you give some examples where UDP is more preferred? So
Suppose we are video conferencing right now only. Here, if
mm,
we there is a data packet loss also, so then in that case also there won't be any major loss, I think. But suppose if you are sending a file that is really important document to someone, and if something misses out, then that can
mm,
be a problem. Either it should go, and either
mm.
if it is not going properly, then we should have the knowledge that the particular file has not been sent. In that case, we will use TCP.
Yeah, that's too great, Achit. Very nice. Yeah, so that's the perfect answer. Fine. So with this, so are you ready for you want stack question, right? So I'm going to ask one stack question. So have you heard about parenthesis matching by
Yeah,
chance?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I have one question for you. So you have to solve that in lead code, which is your preferred programming language.
C plus plus.
C++. You wanted to code in C++. Okay. So I'll share you the invite. Okay. So let's see like how you will code. So while coding, I don't want any approaches at first. Okay. So if you are able to answer it, you can try for 5 minutes. Okay. You can write pseudocode, whatever. So after that only you need to tell the approach to me. Okay. So after you finalizing, I don't want an immediate answer. So engineers should think first and then should give the perfect answer at later point of time. Okay. So I
Okay.
want what I want from you is like take the question, read out. So think the possible approach. But what I want is the most optimal one that you can give to me at most
The most
from
optimized approach.
the most optimized approach. That is what I wanted. But you can give brute force as well if you couldn't able to find it. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay, so I do think you are able to see the uh, question now. Can you just refresh once
Yeah,
again?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I can see. Now I can see. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll quickly. It's 8:54. I want a solution within another 5 minutes. Let's say 6 minutes. I want solution by
I
9.
directly I have to code. I just have to first tell you the approach and then I have to code.
I have told you before. First code. After that, you tell your approach. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay,
So we do ulta here. Like try here
okay,
first. After that, I want a solution.
okay, Chetan.
If you want, you can explain if you are very sure with the solution
Yeah,
while
yeah,
coding as well.
yeah. So basically, what we does is, if there is an opening bracket, okay, if there is opening bracket,
Mhm,
then then we can directly push it into the stack, and we will check
mhm,
whether this statement is true or not, or valid or not, by checking the closing bracket. So if we encounter any closing bracket,
mhm,
then we will check whether the top element of the
mhm,
stack, that is the last the previous the just before what the opening bracket that we have encountered, if both are if both are of the opposite pair, then this is a valid pair,
mhm,
this particular thing is a valid, and then we can pop out that particular element, and then we can do this. And if there is a case that the closing bracket and the opening bracket that the stack top element has doesn't have the doesn't make the pair, then it is
mhm.
not a valid parenthesis.
Okay, fine. Yeah, code. Got your solution. We'll see like how it works.
Okay, Chetan. So
Right.
if it is a opening bracket, that is,
Mhm.
so any of the condition,
Okay, flower price. Okay.
then we directly push this into the stack.
Hmm, hmm.
Else we will
Right.
have a condition.
Hmm,
If by any chance if the stack is empty, then we can directly return
hmm,
false, because we have encountered and we don't have any element. Otherwise, if st dot if s of I, that is the current element, if it is
hmm, hmm,
this as this bracket, then
mhm,
what you have to do, you have to check if st dot top, if it is not equals,
hmm,
so then in that case we just return false. Otherwise we just say st dot pop. That means if it won't enter in the if condition, that is that the particular it is a, valid one, and just pop
hmm.
out the current, and we just have to write this thing again and again. Oh, the copy is not allowed.
Yeah.
SFI.
Okay. One
Change the
second. One
name.
second. I give you the permission to copy it because so this is
Same
iteratively.
code I have to write uh, 3 times.
Hmm. Yeah, can you just request again to copy once?
Okay. Have you got the
And
request?
allow, click on allow. I think you can, yeah, so copy and you clicked
Yeah,
on
I've
allow
got.
right now. So now paste it,
Yeah, I've clicked, but it is
and
not pasting.
copy.
It is not doing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I
Fine,
have to
fine.
write again.
Write it then. Like I do think,
It doesn't. Okay, doesn't matter. Why just searched it out? The true and the false.
have you done with your solution?
Yeah, I'm just checking it again. Just dry running it by myself.
Yeah, you can run code and check if you want. Like you can click on run on code. You can take time, no problem. Just click on hide there first. So yeah.
Something's happening again and again.
Okay. Okay. So let's do one thing. Okay. So
Just done.
yeah. So I'm okay with your solution. Okay. It might take some extra time. Okay.
Yeah.
So fine. So I do think it will run. Like the approach that you have told, I'm satisfied with this. That's fine. Right.